Between October 2021 and September 2022, we have seen a 53% increase in union elections, and so far this pattern is continuing into 2023. No industry is immune, from smaller local businesses to large organizations, such as Trader Joe's and PepsiCo. Recent political efforts have contributed to this trend, including the push to pass the Protecting the Right to Organize Act, or the PRO Act. This act would amend previous labor laws, including the National Labor Relations Act, for the purpose of expanding various labor protections related to employees' rights to organize and collectively bargaining in the workplace. The act would also make it easier for gig workers and other independent contractors to unionize, and weaken the right to work laws in the 27 states that have them. The bill was introduced in Congress on February 28, 2023, and it is currently referred to the House Committee on Education and the Workforce. Given the rise in union elections and legislative efforts, employers should know some basics about the process. The first step is that the union files a petition supported by at least 30% of employees in the group, known as a bargaining unit. Unions typically do this through the use of authorization cards. An employer can challenge the validity of the bargaining unit if they have a legitimate basis to think that the authorization cards are not genuine or were obtained through supervisory involvement in the union's campaign. If a union has gained over 50% of employee support, it can petition for representation by card check election. However, an employer may refuse to accept the results of a card check election and require a secret ballot election. Next, the National Labor Relations Board will attempt to work out an agreement between the parties to schedule an election. At this point, an employer, if appropriate, can insist on a hearing to challenge the legitimacy of the bargaining unit or raise other relevant issues. Once the bargaining unit is deemed appropriate or remains unchallenged, it is election time. An election must be held under laboratory conditions, meaning neither the union nor the employer may interfere. Prohibited conduct includes campaigning in the polling area on the day of the election or holding what is called captive audience meetings 24 hours before an election, where an employer requires employees to attend. While employers have the right under the First Amendment to express support or opposition to a union, employers must be careful not to unlawfully discourage workers from exercising their own rights. This is true even regarding truthful statements if they have a tendency to discourage employees from organizing. For example, telling employees it would be futile to join a union because bargaining would start from scratch, or implying promises of wage increases or other benefits if employees reject the union. But employers can highlight the current pay, benefit, and job security employees enjoy, inform employees of their right to refuse to sign an authorization card or speak to union representatives, and that signing authorization cards is not a binding promise to vote, and mention that employees who join the union would have to pay dues. As unions win about 70% of elections, employers would be wise to seek legal advice at the first mention of a union campaign before a petition is even filed. If you have any questions about the union election process or any other labor matters, please reach out to a member of our labor and employment team.